cool. Hey, round two.
They need three microphones. Three microphones down here.
So we'll get that set up.
Oh, gee.
There she is. I was like, did I miss him? Really?
Yeah, he's in kind of a reddish orange shirt up there wearing glasses.
Oh, it's him. Oh my God. Do I get to meet him?
Yeah, you can go. I don't know if you know who you are, but.
I'm so excited. So when they're ready to set up, go ahead, get them to come in. Good morning. Hey guys, good morning. Hey. Hey, dude. Hey, Dorothy. Dorothy. If I could have everybody's attention, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Reverend Anthony McCarr. I'm the senior minister of the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Atlanta, and we have been so grateful and so honored to be able to witness the unfolding of truth in our midst. All week long, the monks from Atlanta's Drepung Loseling Monastery have been here, and they have been creating this sand mandala that invokes the Buddha of compassion. And it is a truth unfolding in our midst. Material forms, they come and they go. Material forms as beautiful as that sand mandala, and they don't last. It is the impermanence of life. Endings create openings for beginnings, and on. But the truth that we witness to here is that whatever happens with the material containers of compassion, it does not touch the compassion itself. Compassion is eternal. It is untouchable. It is pristine. And that is the truth we witness to here in our midst. And I ask that you share a moment of gratitude with me as I bow to this mandala that invokes the Buddha of compassion. Thank you for being here today. Before I turn the program over to the monks, the closing ceremony, I do want to thank a number of people who have made this event, this amazing event, possible. I want to mention Pat Harris and Mike Kuhar. I want to thank them for all the contributions that they have made. Oh, you can hold your applause till the end. You can hold your applause till the end. Our building attendants, Travis, Doug, and our music director in the office, staff for Travis, then Doug and Bo, our building attendants. They have done so much here. Pasha Sovereign, Michael Dangerfield, Roger Easley, lay ministers who've been here throughout the week to be in conversation with people who've been truly touched and moved by this. Jeep Hook for mics, all our AV technicians. So many who brought food for the monks to eat, who contributed in so many other ways. Everyone who has been here, who came to the opening to see the progress, to participate in the community sand mandala that we had. And you being here right now, we're grateful for you. And above all, I want to mention Nina West, whose coordination of this event, her passion for it, it has ministered very well to this congregation at a time when it has needed it most. Now let's hear applause. So Nina just has a couple words to say, and then the closing ceremony will begin.
So I was just going to explain a little bit about what will happen. The monks are going to come up and they'll do chanting for what? It's a while, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And then they will ritually dismantle this sand mandala, which means that it will be eventually swept up into a pile of sand. You can't distinguish one piece from another anymore. They'll be giving away, for those who want it, little bags of some of the sand from this, and they'll reserve a certain amount that they take to put in flowing water. That's a blessing for the world. So there will be a procession after all that other stuff has happened, and they had asked that there be 2 people to help hold the horns. So I'm going to be one of them, and my husband, who doesn't often come here, is going to be the other. He said he would do it. So that's all. And please.
Welcome to the closing ceremony of the Mandala Sand painted by the monks of Drepung Loseling Monastery. I would like to take this opportunity to briefly explain the purpose of mystic arts of Tibet tour. So we have three objectives for bringing this tour to America. The first is that Tibetans believe very strongly that our motivations and actions have a tremendous impact on our everyday lives, as well as on people we come into contact with and in the environment. Tibetans have various ceremonies and rituals for harmonizing and revitalizing the natural elements of their environment, as well as for effecting individual and global healing. The second purpose of the tour is to raise some awareness of the situation facing the Tibetans and their culture in Tibet. This action culture, based on total altruism and compassion, is now at the brink of extinction, which will be a great loss for the whole of humanity. The policy of non-violence adopted by His Holiness Dalai Lama, spiritual leader of Tibet, certainly needs your support to bring a peaceful resolution of Tibetans' plot. The third objective of this tour is a very practical one. The only hope for the survival of the identity and the culture of the Tibetans is within the exiled community. Drepung Loseling Monastery was a center pillar of this civilization in Tibet, and now in exile, it has a major responsibility for the continuation and the preservation of this culture. The monastery re-established itself in India in 1969 with only 216 surviving monks. At the present, it houses over 3,000 monks. The majority of the monks at the Drepung Loseling Monastery are refugees from Tibet. The mystic arts of Tibet tour raises funds to provide education, healthcare, food, and other necessities to the Tibetans in the exile community. Your support is crucial for Tibetans in their struggle to preserve their culture, identity, in exile. Proceeds from the tours, as well as from the sales of the items such as t-shirts, CDs, essence, and other Tibetan items, will help to support over 3,000 monks residing at this monastery. If you are interested in establishing a long-term relationship with the monastery, you can do so through the adopted monk in training at Drepung Loseling Monastery. There are sponsorship material available at the table, at the social room. Your contribution to the Drepung Loseling Education Fund administered in Georgia will provide the steady support needed for their ongoing survival and preservation of Tibetan spiritual tradition outside Tibet. And now, the Saint Mandala closing ceremony. Over the past several days, 1 week actually, the monks have spent many painstaking hours of working to create the magnificent sand painting you see before you. For the next 30 minutes or so, the monks will perform a ceremony to consecrate this completed mandala. Traditionally, mandalas are created for the purpose of invoking a specific deity and to assist a meditator who are being initiated into the meditation on that deity. In the initiation, a qualified teacher introduced the students to the mandala and its deity through a visualization process. When this is completed, the invoked deity is dispersed and the mandala is dismantled. Of course, this mandala was not constructed in that context. However, all the guidelines and instructions for the creating mandala have been strictly observed. The monks will consecrate the site in the opening ceremony with the tradition and ritual chants, and during the course of making the mandala, they maintained a meditative mindfulness on the purpose of its creation. And we will first consecrate the mandala by invoking the presence Avalokiteshvara. Once the mandala is consecrated, the deity is invoked. The monks will pray his blessings for world healing and purification. With this, the purpose for creating the mandala has been accomplished. Now it will be dismantled to symbolize the impermanence of all conditioned things. The sand will be gathered in a container so that we can take it to a flowing body of water nearby where the monks will perform a brief ceremony before pouring the blessed sand into the water. At the water, the forces of nature, specifically the water spirit, are summoned and then nourished by our offering of healing scent. Tibetans believe that if these forces of nature are healthy, they contribute to revitalization of natural elements of this earth, which in turn is crucial to the health and the well-being of all the Earth's inhabitants. Another purpose of pouring sand into a falling body of water is to send the healing energies into the great oceans. In this way, the healing energies touch countless living beings, and through evaporation and the formation of clouds are spread all over the world to bring global healing. And now then we will distribute some of this healing scent to you following the ceremony. Please feel free to take some scent to remember this occasion. You may keep it in your house or share it with your friends or family who could have benefited from its healing properties. And now I would like to take this opportunity to thank our host organization. First, Reverend Anthony McCarr. We have some small gifts for them on behalf. So this is, we call the kata. It symbolizes our pure heart. So we give, we thank him to let us here come make mandala here, inspire such wonderful people. And thank you very much on behalf of all the monks back to monastery in India. Next, Nina West. Thank you very much. Pat Harris. Where? Please come. And Mike Kuhat. Yeah, Kuhat. Not here. Can you come and receive the gifts? Thank you very much. And thank you very much, all the staff and the volunteers who worked so hard to make this event possible, and the people who prepare the food, numerous food, such delicious food. Thank you very much. And now we particularly grateful for providing such a warm reception, friendly climate, and generous hospitality throughout through our stay here. We would like also to thank every one of you for support and coming here today to join us in our coming inspiration to promote peace and healing on this earth. Thank you very much.
Hada Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Yep. Thanks for being here. Yep. Thank you.
Space and may the energy continue to go with it. And where exactly in North Brazil?
So it's it costs 85. And there's a McDonald's right there to the left of the McDonald's and continue down to some of the office park. Yeah. Very close by.
What colors are you?
Thank you.
Just wait a second, you gotta be patient. There's a lot of people here. Wait, somebody's coming through. Whoa.
Ooh, sparkly shoes. I like them.
All right. Just one more minute.
Yeah, I want to get one of those. Is this about today?
I was just checking. It looked like
No,
it
it's
was
just
just the
their
church.
church.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Yeah, it's like little gold. There's probably yeah.
What's it say?
Mystical arts of Tibet, Mandala hand painted by the monks at Drepung Loseling Monastery.
How often do you think they do this? Do you think the monks do the mandala per year?
They travel quite a bit.
Wow.
I don't know how they get there.
Not as
I know.
There's only one that had a
Yeah, the one guy. And then when they start doing the other sounds, it's really cool. And then you see those big points that just collapse.
they telescope up. This is the
I've never met him. I know what he does. But
Really, only time I saw him was this morning when he spoke.